For your safety, do not inhale the vapor. Do not taste the fluid. Everything will be fine. Time to sit down from a good time streaming with my good people that I recognize. That's you. Hi, I'm Chris. I'm Vangelus. I'm on the internet. I'm streaming today, and today I'm not alone. Today's guest, it is plucky young up-and-comer YouTube creator slash toy shop employee. It's TJ Omega, and he's right here next to me. Hi, TJ.
Hi. Hello, I'm back from the void.
Check it out. He glows when he talks.
Through the magic of PNG tubing, yes.
Okay, so I'm going to switch over to collab browser feature, and I need to re-import TJ to this. So TJ, just enjoy not silently, but sightlessly getting a look at what we're going to be talking about today. Now let me just pull TJ back in here.
I'm immediately terrified. What are we?
There we go. There's TJ.
What is that fourth word in the Google bar?
What is
that fourth word?
So, full disclosure, I was just curious what would happen if I searched that. It's kind of disappointing, to be honest, as you can see.
Look at the results. They all skip the word inflation. You have to say, show results with inflation.
Oh, you're right. Okay, I'm going to click that. This is disappointing. Today we're making a tier list of the Transformers Armada McDonald's Happy Meal toys. Why is this one in there? No, go back. This is all 8 McDonald's Armada Happy Meal toys, along with the some Asian markets exclusive other hotshot, and then as a bonus at the end, we'll be talking about the combined modes, Mega Vehicle and Mega Bot. Let's start off with Optimus Prime. The one thing I'm going to say is I want to make a case for this one because it's literally the only one I actually own. And so I have actually transformed it, and I can confirm it's very easy to do.
I should hope so.
I think for a McDonald's toy, this one actually hits some efficacy points, because, 2 clearly defined shapes, articulated arms, and now granted, it's not painted, but if you look, like, his robot mode is sculpted there. So, this is kind of a quintessential Happy Meal toy. This is like, oh yeah, this is what in my mind's eye a Happy Meal toy looks like that I would be happy with. That's how I'm feeling about this one.
Yeah. The fun part about this is we haven't had a clear look at the others, or at least I have not. So I'm going to be completely making my judgment based on this and this alone.
You can kind of see the others in this picture. Just try to ignore that.
Kind of, yes.
Just ignore that for now.
It doesn't look for a Happy Meal toy. This does not look bad at all.
Like, I would say he is at least parking lot playtime tier.
That's a bare minimum. I might be willing to put him up one more rank just for now, and then we see how the other ones go. I would say this is an easy. I would put this on a shelf in 2024. So let's move on to Hotshot. Now this is the TJ centric one. This is pandering. I'm going to say parking lot playtime. Okay, because once again, that alt mode, solid, defined. That robot mode, well, they sculpted everything. Now, in different shapes and proportions, yes. But you'll notice those arms, now, maybe they can't flap forwards and backwards, but they can flap, on a butterfly joint, kind of. So, I don't know. I think this is parking lot playtime. You're realizing this can do things. Now, do those arms have some forward rotation?
I don't think they do.
Because I can see them pinned.
I don't want to make an assumption that they do. Let's roll with it. Maybe they can move forward at the shoulders. I will just mention that we have viewers here who are throwing in some of their own thoughts, such as he looks like he wants to die. What if Hotshot was a rock lord?
Okay, that's valid.
He has the bumper saw gimmick. Timu pointing out what I was going to have as my trump card. Yeah, he's got the bumper saw gimmick. The bumpers can open in alt mode.
Okay, it does look like his arms can move forward.
Solid parking lot playtime, in my opinion. PT says it looks like a penguin. Yes.
He has the body structure of like one of those like world's strongest competitors, but without the arms to back it up.
Yeah, it's like if he only did pec day.
Working on pecs, working on abs, working on hips. Kind of missed the arms in there somehow.
I'm actually going to say I don't think he's been working on the abs. I think that's just the byproduct of doing the pecs so many times.
Okay, that's a fair assessment. I like how they've tried to hide his head for the vehicle mode because the flap looks like a VR headset.
Yeah, it's just a brick that folds down over his face.
What I will give him credit for are the painted windshields in the vehicle mode, because even Optimus did not get that.
Yeah, I want to actually say the vehicle mode on this I think is kind of just a hit, just as a toy, like as a cheap Transformers toy.
Yeah.
We're kind of like I said, I think this is parking lot playtime myself.
Okay, I'll give you parking lot playtime.
Yeah, I'm not going to shoot for the moon. We have plenty of hot shots out there that can go onto a shelf, but I'm gonna chuck him onto parking lot playtime. Now next up, classic Armada character, notably the Wave 1 toy that had modern hips. If I recall correctly, that was the whole thing back then. Was check it out, he has working hips and knees.
Now this is the only one I've ever owned.
Oh, you've owned him, so you know what the gimmick did.
Here's the thing, I got him out of a used bin like 2 years ago because it was the only Transformer the shop had, and I was just like rescuing him that day.
I really like the upper body. I think that the lower body is not in the spirit that the last two were. Because obviously Hotshot was in a very kind of, let's call it deformed shape, right? Mm-hmm. But everything was sculpted there. My little issue with this Red Alert is I feel as though from the waist down, they stopped sculpting stuff because they're like, oh, it's just a Happy Meal toy. And I don't know if that's in the spirit of the competition myself. I
do notice our first entry was zero articulation.
Well, maybe his head could swivel, maybe? Because it looks like it does.
His head could swivel because that's how it transforms.
Yeah, so he can look. That counts for a lot.
Yes, I'm just imagining in vehicle mode, he's driving along, staring into himself as he goes down the road.
Well, let's be real. Maybe he's looking at the reflection of the road in the windshield that he's staring at.
Okay, fair. So he's looking at everything in mirror. That's what you want out of your ambulance drivers. Everything's reversed.
It's a lot of good brain exercise. Let me tell you, from trying to wave you around while I move my head left and right with reversed horizontal mouse controls, it's a lot of brain work. We got cases being made in the text chat that the sculpted pose, the attitude of it, is making up for the lack of sculpt. Here's the thing, though. Look at his crotch. All right, let's all look at it together.
Yes, let's collectively judge his crotch together.
Look at that featureless rectangle. If there were, the impression of pelvis or thighs in there, then I'd be like, yeah, this is parking lot playtime tier. The reason why I want to put this one at least I have food is transformation, totally there. The pose has got some moxie and some swag, but this is a crotchless Red Alert. There was a moment where someone working on this went like, no one's going to look down there. Well, MF, I look down there. I look at it, and I'm unimpressed. In fact, I would dare say, lazy, didn't finish your crotch sculpting before you took a lunch break. That one's because I know Sideswipe Prime's in the chat. But I'm going to say this one is at least I got food, because I would be excited up until I look down below, and then I'd just be like, what happened? Crotchless.
I've had that reaction. That's fair. This I think, yeah, at least I got food. It is definitely lacking compared to the two we've seen already. There's a lot of weird choices. I'm not sure about the Kool-Aid face, because that is not his silver face plate. It just looks like just a kid, just very sloppy with lunch.
I don't know if you or anyone in the chat has gone through this, but when you are left crotchless, like, it's a lot harder to get yourself into a pose like this. You have to really use some lung power. So I think that's just a result of him having to use a lot of upper chest to carry his swagger. We've got it down here in the text, still having swagger after losing his crotch is inspiring. Maybe it is, but, I think he still could have tried harder. There could have been just a little bump, There could have been a little bit, a nub. There could have been a line, something. Just a featureless rectangle. That's Lazy. And then that brings us to the last of the Autobots, Smokescreen. His feature, by the way, is a battle damage feature where when you hit a button, then his crane blows off. A lot of people pointing out his arms, that he is both T-posing and or crucified. That is a mark against him, is that he doesn't really have swagger.
He is attempting to T-pose, but when your shoulders begin somewhere around like your bottom rib cage, that's not very effective.
Because Red Alert, people were pointing it out. They were calling it out. He's like, "Hey, it's me, Red Alert." Smokescreen here is just like, "No, hugs." But then, can you imagine getting hugged like this? That's the awkward waist hug.
It's the awkward waist hug, and he's going to grind his gears and his winch in your face.
Yeah, you're gonna get inadvertent motorboated by that winch, and that will pierce skin. That will friction burn. I want to be fair after what I did to Red Alert and say, very specifically, look at that crotch. That's full 3 square skirt. There's thighs underneath it. There are shins under those. He doesn't have shoulders.
No, he does not.
Does he have biceps?
It doesn't appear so. Oh, I'm looking. Oh, no. I assumed those things folded forward, so he at least had a butterfly. No, those are hinged upward. It's what forms the driver's seat and all that. So those just lower, sadly, to his side.
So he always looks awkward. Oh, man. Actually, this would look better with those lowered down, I'm
looking at photos. I disagree.
Okay, true. Oh, my God. Okay, hang on. Where do you want to rank? Hang on, before I say this, hang on. We just assassinated his character here. Just give me a sec. We got to be fair here. Let's look at the vehicle mode before we go back to look at that. Now hey, they didn't have lots to work with for this vehicle mode. And I think that the vehicle mode kind of hits it with that crane boom. That is not small. It's not undersized. It has 2 positions it can be plugged into. It looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you have to flip it upside down to do that. That's interesting.
And here's the thing. When I'm Googling for this, I can't find any spot that actually shows it pegged to that shoulder post.
That's a power link post. That's not for his crane.
Oh, that's a Minicon peg.
Yeah, so where do you want to put this on the rankings?
What we've not even mentioned that's been bothering me this whole time is the fact that the head isn't even close to accurate.
Yeah, I mean, you look at that face and you just kind of think well, I'd look like that if this happened to me.
I was trying to figure out if the face was painted or if the helmet was painted. Because if the helmet's painted, they had an option of orange and ignored it.
I can't, because I'm trying to puff my cheek. He doesn't have puffed cheeks. He just has swollen cheekbones and swollen lips.
Yeah, it's closer to the hoist head than the smokescreen.
I can't do it. I don't know if I would just say send it back.
I think the action feature saves this.
Yeah, and with this being let's say the most wretched of all 4 of the Autobots, the wretch is the one who you want to have a part blow off of when you strike him. I think that this is at least I got food.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Does he go here behind Red Alert, or does he go in front of Red Alert?
Ooh. Our biggest criticism against Red Alert is block crotch, which I definitely think Smokescreen has worse issues than block crotch.
Being fair to Smokescreen has defined groin, but he also doesn't have shoulders or biceps, and he has wretch face. I think it's like this. I think Red Alert does kind of easily go in front of Smokescreen.
Yeah, I think so.
Red Alert's pose. Swagger. Now, we got one more secret candidate here. We have Hotshot number 2. This is the one apparently in some Asian markets where this McDonald's Hotshot inexplicably just works different. The top canopy just comes off and sticks on the back, and then the arms swing forward. Well, I guess looking at this, right, the arms are the big one. The clear windshield is a materials upgrade, but then it's also a visual downgrade because we lose the defined windshield paint that the original had.
Correct.
The arms on this one are closer to a correct color than the red on the other one. Do we do the initial shortcut and just say this ranks either just before or just after the other hotshot?
It is ultimately the same toy. There's only a few minor modifications. I think it comes down to a personal preference thing.
I think this one's worse.
I just want to point out the simple truth that both of these McDonald's hotshots have superior shoulder movement to the actual deluxe hotshot. I feel like that's valid.
That is valid. However, they have less elbow movement.
True. I would agree. I think this is one step down, and I will say why. Because I feel like red is such an important color to Hotshot's visual identity that switching to the blue might be more technically accurate, but it does not feel correct.
Yeah, I can see that. And it's also almost taunting that there is a giant block of red on the back.
Yes, there's Hotshot.
Yeah, Hotshot's back
on the
there.
rear side.
Flip him around. There's another face on the back of the black piece over his head.
I feel like just a little bit more engineering, so his waist could rotate around, and he'd be great.
One thing one might say is what does he gain from that canopy coming off? And then it ends up being kind of sort of nothing. There's not really any.
Yeah, kinda.
Sort of nothing gained, nothing. Then somehow something lost. I think this just goes just behind other Hotshot. I also want to say, at some point in the last 21 years, I think I've seen this, one of these actually get a full paint job on that torso. But I can't for the life of me find it.
I'm sure customizers have gone nuts on these things. It's just a blank canvas that's cheap to get.
Yeah, and like I said, it's all sculpted there. And I think that is kind of impressive. Despite these proportions, it's this figure doggedly has the entire torso sculpt. I'm going to take this Hotshot and just pop him, still parking lot playtime, but right behind the other one. The Decepticons. It's Armada Megatron. Now, I believe this one's feature is a sort of pump action, make it look like the camera's jiggling and shooting kind of thing, simulating his motion of firing his cannon while in robot mode. I want to give this one high marks because I think the colors are wild. The mixture of translucent green with a translucent forest radioactive green with a matte opaque lime green. Again, the translucent cool ice purple with the kind of grape aid forearm purple. Just the night blue head. He kind of transforms a lot for what he's supposed to do, which is not much.
With the limitations of a Happy Meal toy, it actually is surprising. They brightened up his color palette because, hey, kids meal toy, I get that. But it like you said, it gives him a G2 Euro G1 vibe.
Yeah,
that I'm into.
I kind of want to see the Legacy one in these colors, unironically.
Where is it, Selects?
Yeah.
Where's my Happy Meal Megatron Hotshot versus pack where Hotshot has no paint except his arms? The most fair thing here is this looks like by far the most articulated we have seen out of these.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a kind of waist swivel, kind of.
It's a waist swivel because that's how he transforms.
Yeah.
He's got the I was gonna say elbows, but I guess they're technically shoulders here. He's got the neck. The turret rotates and the barrel lifts up and down.
I have fully articulated tank mode. That's just literally a perfect toy tank because it's shaped like a tank and you can point the gun. I want to say this is going into throw the food away, I don't need it tier.
I'm actually in agreement here.
I wasn't sure if that tier was going to be used unironically at any point during this exercise, but I want to know how much they are on eBay. That's my question. Is it, with this being the S tier one, is it also $10 for instance? Has it gone to double digits?
Let's see. Okay, no, that one's broken. I can't judge on that one.
So we should now pop over to Cyclonus with the spinning rotor. Oh, buy it now. $6 with $6 $6 with $6 shipping. So that is, on a technicality, double digits.
Mm-hmm.
Armada
still,
Cyclonus.
I think for certified best McDonald's Transformer toy as certified by Vangelus and TJ Omega, I think that is a decent value.
Yeah. I mean, and we can get that. You give us, it's just a nominal fee of like $90. We can grade it for you. We'll put it into an acrylic case made of cellophane. It's very flexible, a lot easier to put on a shelf. I'll write numbers on it too, whatever numbers you want, with a decimal 5. Armada Cyclonus, the Happy Meal toy. The gimmick on this one is apparently the rotor spins.
Okay, so it looks like the way it works is you roll it on the ground and it spins the rotor.
That's less impressive to me. I thought that the rotor was gonna shoot off. It's been pointed out, they for whatever reason sculpted this one with the Minicon combined cockpit. I think that actually hurts this a little bit. I think that something that is this inherently end-stumpened would have looked better with the stubby cockpit.
I would argue it does improve the vehicle mode, because that is the cooler look for Cyclonus's vehicle. But yeah, in the robot mode, yeah, it makes him very, very front-heavy.
I'm really bummed out that propeller doesn't shoot. Oh, if you roll it fast enough, the rotor flies off.
Intentionally or otherwise?
I'm not sure. Good and Evil Art says, if I remember, it shot off like one of those spider bionicles. Oma Enterprime says intentionally, so that is the gimmick. It is supposed to build up speed, then fire off. Okay.
Okay.
The only problem I have with that is, knowing me as a kid, I never had enough runway to make something like that work. Oh, the spider bionicles had a ripcord. If this had a ripcord, I'd be having a very different conversation right now.
Oh, yeah. If we could Beyblade this, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, if this was a ripcorded toy, this would be different. You have the floor to play on. I did not have I had carpeted floors when I was a kid for the most part. Those don't work with these things. I think this is the worst looking one to me so far. It's mostly because the combination of the propeller and that he doesn't really have a leg. To me, I don't see a robot from the waist down on this one.
I think he's got a little bit more of a lower waist than some of the ones we've judged harshly. I think it looks better than Red Alert's. I might take away credit because he has no biceps whatsoever. He goes from forearm to shoulder directly.
That's fair. As long as the shoulder's there, then I'm down. Because if you go shoulder to forearm, that just tells me your biceps are so powerful I can't perceive them. I was going to actually put this one on Send It Back, but you're talking me out of it.
I'm crediting it because the vehicle still looks decent, and we do have confirmation that that's a full launching rotor gimmick.
Yeah, personally, I would put this at least I got food. But would you want to make an argument for parking lot playtime? I would easily put him at the top of at least I got food. Like that's my baseline. But does he ascend? Is my question.
Yeah, would we rather have the hot shot? So that's pullback motor versus the rotor spin.
If the rotor spin used anything but roll him forward, like if there was a thing I could pump to make that thing spin.
Use your finger.
Yeah. Well, no, I can't roll all the wheels. My fingers are too thin to roll all the wheels properly. I got too much of this soft flesh on them. You know, like a pullback motor, you know what you're getting into. You can just use a small patch of surface and just, rev it up and then put it down, just let it fly off. If I could work that propeller up to speed without rolling it, I could fly the thing around, like make the thing look like it's going whoop 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 whoop. Skill issue. Skill issue get good. I didn't know we had gamers in here. Derogatory. I kind of want to leave him at the top of at least I got food.
Yeah, I'm good there.
Our next one, I believe, is Starscream. Oh, he's the jump starter. He is literally a jump starter.
Oh,
and when you look at him, that explains everything, right?
Yes.
Again, I'm really stuck because it kind of depends on whether it worked. The jump starter gimmick, right? Like, in concept, I love it, but half the time, depending on the quality of the piece, they just flop on the table and they're lying down afterwards. Was this one able to actually spring up to its feet, is my question.
I mean, probably a one time. In 2024, I'm not sure the springs have the life left to do it.
True. I'm turning to the viewers. Joel Adler says, I recall it working a few times, which is pretty good for the jump starter gimmick.
Oh, yeah. Now, I will say this is a far more complicated gimmick than the ones we've seen so far. Like, if this is functional, it is very impressive for a Happy Meal toy.
Yeah, because that gimmick is tricky. Like, the originals couldn't pull it off all the time. And I dare say, maybe it's a mark towards this, that you are literally getting a G1 toy, basically, for a Happy Meal toy.
It is a clever figure to try this with because Starscream's jet mode is so top-heavy with the extra thrusters and cannons.
Sam Wellbell says it does work, played with one in the last few months.
Oh, recent reporting. I like that. Color-wise, he's got a lot going on for Starscream.
Yeah, they hit the red correctly, because Armada Starscream has a weird red. It's like a sort of fluoro red. I want to make the case that this is below Megatron, but in the I don't even need the food tier. If the gimmick works, then it's up there.
If the gimmick works, and we've got recent reports that it does.
Yeah.
I can't believe we do, but we do.
Sam Wellbell, we are putting a ton of pressure on you now. We believe you. Also, Sam says plastic quality on par with mainline Armada.
Oh my god.
They kind of gave him a new alt mode, but it's a really cute one. He looks like Power Glide, basically. I'm gonna put this up there.
I would agree. I agree. I want to top tier him. Not as high as Megatron, but I really like that.
Yeah. I should throw in, me and TJ, we did a little bit of work before this stream, just for the fans. We recorded about 15 years of podcasts, to just like we threw it into a folder on TFW 2005. They owed us a favor.
Yeah.
But we've talked about this stuff before on that recorded medium. So if you do want to check that out, it's wtf.tfw2005.com. Happy Meal Demolisher, who is the Decepticon battle damage figure. So my understanding is his gray arm blows off when you beep his crotch. I think that gimmick is really, really cool. If it flies off with force, I once again kind of have to go to the people here. No force, LOL. It was pathetic. It pretty much just falls off. Okay, that informs something here. So, I'm going to hot take it right now. Currently, my feeling is, at least I got food, because that tank mode is hot, and the gimmick is conceptually funny, but the moment that I think I'm gonna ram his little crotch dumplings into a wall in tank mode, and that arm doesn't blow off, then I begin frowning.
I am scrambling to find some other visual representation of this thing.
I kind of want to know, because from the front, I think that robot mode angle is doing him a lot of favors now that I'm looking at the tank mode again.
It is. From what else I've seen, it is absolutely helping his case. Not only is he vulnerable in the place all guys are vulnerable, he's got it out there literally the farthest from him he possibly could.
He is trying to keep it as beepable as possible. Here's the thing. Because he also
the thing is.
because he also has clown shoes. His giant thrusting under femur, like, he kind of has a BattleTech vibe going on. He looks like a Transformer that is inhabiting a human-made mech body, and it's warming me up to him, oddly.
I feel like he's trying to be like Beast Machine's Blast Charge in like the worst way.
Yeah, just reaping all the wrong lessons from the textbook. This is actually doing more favors than harm for him, in my own viewpoint. Because I didn't know that he had clown shoes going on as well, and it's like balancing it out. He's got the 3 points going on. So his head can fold down.
Yeah.
Imagine that he has his head folded down, and suddenly this just looks like a cool mech.
True, but it's hard to view it in that context.
Hang on. There. Suddenly it looks better to me.
No, truly a weapon to surpass Metal Gear.
Kind of. I just got full air quoted in the text chat with cool mech. Lilith of the Void was Sahelanthropus at home. Alan Weaver just pulled the trigger on an auction for both Demolisher and Megatron for $17.
I hope you people on eBay appreciate what we're doing for you here.
We're here to help. I want to put this above Hotshot in the parking lot tier. Is that vulgar?
Considering this is the third toy today we've judged by its groin, I think vulgar has passed.
Because you can kind of see actually a progression here. The At Least I Got Foods are the very clear uni legs, right? Up here, we got
Yeah,
defined physical bipedal structure. And then we got the beginnings of swag, and then we got straight into the swag at the top. Do you want to make a case for somewhere else for Demolisher? Do you want to be the freak who says put him between the hot shots?
I would not suggest anyone be between two hot shots.
Especially like those two pancake men just like clapping together around you. I would never want it. Yes, Kaylee, Optimus does have a uni leg, but he somehow makes it look like he doesn't to me. In a way that doesn't... I should say, obviously I can see he has a uni leg. Something about Optimus, he really wears it like it's two legs and he's just deciding not to separate them. I'm really happy with that placement, personally.
Yeah, I don't mind that.
So, TJ, do you feel like you want to submit any tweaks to this list?
I feel like I like the Cyclonus a little bit more than you do.
Would you have any argument to make as far as bumping him to here?
For that, it does come down to, like, the body proportions, because I don't mind the helicopter, but it does get really weird because it's so chest-heavy and arm-tiny.
Yeah,
you've made a good case of, like, yeah, the separated leg helps these things so much.
Yeah, like, the moment I put him up here, then I start going, like, we did something wrong. Like, just something about this doesn't look right. And then the moment he's back down here, it's kind of like, we have structure to this.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
Okay. Because then we can move on to the bonus round. We have two more entries here. Mighty Vehicle. The artwork does a lot of favors to this, I think. So if you got all 4 of the Decepticons and turned them all into alt mode, they would form one mighty vehicle. It's at a dynamic angle, the lines kind of smooth together, it's all one tone, right? It kind of works, and then when you do it in person, you have that. So I feel like it might be worth looking at both of the bonus round things together. Now, the Autobots form Mighty Robot. Once again, the artwork is trying to help here. I think the artwork is helping less because it's not even trying to cover up what's happening. What's happening is that they form Dick. They form teabag and spoon. They form sugar and candy. They form the carrot and the Brussels sprouts. You can't even call it a pyramid because Optimus is like, what's pyramids? Put me on top more.
No, this is a weird thing with the Power Rangers stacked up on as a pyramid, and it's like that's supposed to be like a sensible way of attacking a monster.
I mean, if I was a monster and like five Power Ranger Sentai folks just did this and like T-posed at me, I probably would back off. Because I'd assume they have something up their sleeves.
Oh no, a professional cheerleading squad.
Exactly. One of them will cartwheel, then they will all forward flip, and suddenly they're all around me just like, sticking things into my orifice.
You know what it is? It's how Reflector tried to attack Skyfire in the old cartoon.
Oh, yeah.
Just human pyramid charge forward. I did send you another picture that's got more of an angle to it. I think that helps it considerably.
Ooh, okay. Oh, this does. Ah, yeah. TJ, where are you feeling on these? And let's say for context, let's just imagine you got the golden ticket Happy Meal. And your Happy Meal is a birthday party Happy Meal, and it's got all 4 of one faction in it. Yet you are still ready to judge things as low down as Send It Back. How are you feeling about these two? Where are they landing for you right now?
Outside of the fact that I think we judge Decepticons marginally better than the Autobots in this set.
Yeah.
This feels like there's some design intention to it. Like there is some clever shape usage here. Like this is why Cyclonus has his minicon attached, so he could fit in between Starscream's rear section.
Yeah, he can nestle in like a hot dog.
Yeah, that creates a nice flow. 2 tanks on the side for the underbase of this vehicle, that works. Obviously there's solid connection points for Starscream and Cyclonus, Starscream and the tanks, Cyclonus and the tanks. This looks solid. This actually looks like there is some intent to design, and I really like that.
And the humbleness of Megatron, and we love it when we see this in a combiner, when the leader is not the torso, right?
Mm-hmm. Carry your team, Megatron.
Yeah. Because then that bops us over to Mighty Robot. Oh, look who's up top. Big surprise.
I feel like this is just Optimus flaunting.
Yeah. This is hubris. This is toxic masculinity.
I mean, it's certainly not a robot. Let's just be honest. It's not a robot.
I'm going to just put these both on the tier list, and then we can just converse. And I'll see how you react.
Sure.
So we take Mighty Robot. Send it back. We take Mighty Vehicle. Best of the best. Now, I have a case to make. So Mighty Vehicle, you kind of just laid it out. Mighty Vehicle kicks ass. If I just got this as a toy, I would already be hype, and then I'd find out it's Transformers. If I look at this, then I'm like, okay, who's playing funny jokes? Oh, two of these I don't really like either. They all kind of turn into vehicles. Can I combine the vehicles together? Oh, I can't. Okay. Get me a new birthday. Here is where I'm going to get surgical on this maidenless thing. You see how Hot Shot's kind of enlarged chest sculpt with that big belt buckle there?
Yeah.
You see how that kind of looks like it is in service of a combined mode almost?
How it's a little bit larger than what his normal crotch size would be.
Yeah, when you look at this photo, you're like, oh, it's kind of like that's Mighty Robot's crotch, actually. That's the big reveal. If this at least had the decency for Optimus Prime's chest to open to reveal a second larger Optimus Prime face at the top, then I would be speaking a lot differently. But the fact that they didn't even have the simple human decency to have some large face somewhere, even if Optimus's head was just comically big, and then it makes sense when you pop him up there. That's what really it's the part where none of these do a single thing to remotely even pretend that they are turning into Mighty Robot.
Yeah.
That's what I think makes this actually send it back tier, because it's like, you know, if you painted a face on the chest grill on that Optimus, even that would bump this up to at least I got food, in my opinion. If there was a big funny face up there, because you can't even fan art this in a funny way.
No,
right?
No,
like,
you cannot.
Like, there's nothing to work with. Even the legs, their arms are in such different positions that, like, you can't really make it funny.
I mean, it's as a combiner, it's so sad that you still have the robot mode arms of everyone else just sticking out.
Yeah, and like you could fold a bunch of them away, I think, but not in a way that's in service of what's happening, because you'd be covering that big belt buckle, for instance.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Could neither of them have flipped just a big foot out of their mono leg? You know, like there's just a whole lot of little things which wouldn't have made these amazing, but it would have allowed for like funny fan art. And that's
the observation I have here is that they are stacked exactly how we have tiered them.
Hang on. That's messed up. Once again, toxic masculinity at work right here. People who want to actually play out the whole alpha, beta, sigma thing going on right here. Mighty Robot probably sells self-help guides on TikTok. Probably films fake podcast segments where he gives hot takes with a dead microphone in front of him. Yeah, I feel no guilt putting that into send it back tier myself.
No, absolutely. It's the definition of just like cobble them together.
Our final list, starting at the top, I threw away the food. It was a distraction. We've got Mighty Vehicle, Megatron, then Starscream. Standing alone on This Goes on a Shelf in 2024, Optimus Prime. Over in Parking Lot Playtime, we've got Demolisher, Hot Shot, and Hot Shot. Down at Least I Got Food, we got Cyclonus, then Red Alert, then Smokescreen, and down at the Send It Back tier is Mighty Robot. Oh, Griffman found a side shot of Demolisher. There it is.
Hoo.
I'm keeping it in his spot. That's swagger. just hang on, let me do the thing. Delete that little head up there. And you got just a big walking mech thing. Adonis. Correct, Kaylee.
Adonis. That's what pride looks like.
Yeah, and you know what pride is, and this is the fine line between pride, courage, and hubris. Pride is put in your battle damage beepy doopers right on the front of that and going like, I dare you. In fact, I'm gonna bump you with these. I'm gonna poke you in the cheek. Someone's pointing out that ass. Let me just take another look. Yeah, he's got that square hunk in the back. Grippable, stackable.
This is video game boss confidence. Here's my weak spot. I'm gonna put it as close to you as I can, and I'm still confident I will win.
So this is wild. Adam just pointed this out. That's Blackout. That's his Minicon.
Oh,
ultimate
that makes sense.
Ultimate partnership. Ultimate brotherly partnership. That's Aibo material. That's Aniki and Aibo all in one. This is our scientific tier list. So, of course, being Transformers Armada scientists, we were there when it launched, and we were participating in the adult fandom when it launched. So, you know, we were big brain back then. So we were there for a lot of this. So you can trust us on this one.
Yeah, we are with more than 20 years experience with these. So you can trust us.
Yeah. In general, you can trust us.
Yeah, but yes, believe everything we say.
Yeah. This will just be the next 2 hours of the stream, as I'm once again just going to be playing with TJ's PNG.
This is his new toy for the day.
This is really fun. So, now I'm just looking. So, TJ, thanks so much for coming by and joining me for this lovely tier list.
Of course. Thanks for having me. And thanks for arranging this so I look like your personal puppet.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, in fact, you can kind of, if I just kind of stick this up a little bit. Oh, whoops. Just pull that back down. Pull it back down. Okay. Oops.
Oh, no.
Oh wait, when you fade in and out, it's kind of like you can see the internal skeleton when you're talking. Like say some stuff.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah.
Taz, I'm not a puppet. I'm not a puppet.
This is like a Kamen Rider photo in a magazine when you can see all the cybernetics. Well, TJ, thanks for coming by. Thanks for taking an evening out that wasn't the podcast. I had a joke about this in my head earlier today. I was going to say, like, if you all want to see what TJ's up to, I could say, TJ, why don't you plug your stuff? But quite literally, we are on YouTube right now, and if you just put TJ Omega in the search bar, he shows up immediately. I feel like it's wasting TJ's time and all of yours for me to go like, TJ, why don't you tell them where they can find you on YouTube?
I should hope I come up when you put my name in the search bar.
It'd be kind of messed up. If you didn't.
Yeah, it'd be a little difficult to get the channel off the ground that way.
Actually, someone just said, what podcast? It is WTF at TFW, the TFW 2005 podcast that you can find at WTF.TFW2005.com. I can even show you what that looks like. It looks like this. So you go to that page. You can play these podcast episodes right in your browser if you want to. Sometimes they work with podcast Stitcher things. Sometimes they don't. We don't know why. Anyway, TJ, I won't hold you up any longer. You got any words you want to throw out to the folks here?
I have no words of wisdom, but that's what you're hoping for.
Oh no, I'm just hoping for words. I like words filling in time. It's my favorite thing.
Ah, okay. Oh, I can do just words. Hi, everyone. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for listening to us and our opinions on Transformers Armada toys that you got for free. We hope it was entertaining. We hope that you enjoyed it. And let us know if you did, because there's more McDonald's toys. We might be at this again if he can actually find me when I have a gap in my schedule, which is increasingly rare.
Yeah, don't mind what I'm doing here, but that's.
What are you doing?
It's gonna be good. TJ got into doing a couple years ago the daily video thing, and has maintained it, which I think is incredibly impressive. But that also means that TJ is like perpetually busy.
Today is day 863.
Yeah. Sorry, I was just trying to see if I could get this to work.
I'm going down.
I'm just.
You are literally squashing me.
I'm just using a compression technique.
With your hand?
Yeah, it's listen, like I said, doing some experimental technology over here. And we'll just see if we can jam TJ right down into my pocket. It's not. There we go. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. That was a fun little experimental stream. Take it easy out there. Stay safe. And I'll catch you all later. Why don't you come closer to me? Oh, you're so warm.
Let them come.